lot of us are looking for gravel bikes, including me, but I have been riding my Tarmac SL6 disc, and so far it's been pretty good. I would probably still like to get a gravel bike, but I am actually enjoying a lot of the gravel around here just purely on this road bike. This bike did win Strade Bianchi more times than any other bike, so it's definitely good enough on kind of the 1.0, 2.0 gravel. I've actually ridden on some pretty gnarly stuff where you can't even see the trail and you kind of just see like grass that grew over what might have been a path before, and it was fine. But I'm running 30 mil tires on these Laval wheels, and they've been pretty good. I'm running them at around 50 or 45 psi so that I can kind of have a little bit of give and obviously some traction on the gravel itself. And the gearing that I have is a 34 11 36 in the back, so it's a 34 36 lowest gear, which is pretty low. And I wanted it that way because I want to be able to climb pretty much anything. You can climb up Angliru in Spain, which is like known as one of the toughest climbs in the professional cycling circuit. And actually these days I've been running XT pedals and mountain bike shoes just because you never know what kind of conditions you're going to get. So I want to mention a little bit about this little gadget back here. This is the Garmin Varia Radar light. It is incredibly indispensable, I find, especially for if you live in places where there are a lot of small back roads that don't oftentimes have cars, and you can kind of take most of the road and not worry about it, but when a car comes you definitely want to move out of the way. Those are the conditions where this light just really does a great job. It tells you when cars are coming way early than you can hear them, and it shows up on the Garmin in front of you in terms of dots that are on the right side. So I know that people have actually told me even yesterday how good the light is because it is extremely bright, and also the fact that it responds to cars. When cars are approaching, it actually flashes more intermittently than it does when there's just kind of like no cars behind. So it's really helpful, especially when there's traffic behind. So as for electronics on this bike, there's a plethora. So I've run a Garmin 1030 in the front, which has been amazing. It has a giant screen, and it has just, you know, obviously enough data screen that you can just put any kind of data you want on there. I think I have like 10. And I'm running a GoPro 7 mounted on the bars. The shifting is it's a Di2 Durace disc, hydraulic disc, which is very well appreciated when it comes to gravel. The extra stopping power and also like the brake is just critical, I find. What you can't see in here on the non-drive side is a 4eyes power meter. It's on a one-sided power meter, but I find it pretty sufficient. And in the back here is the giant cassette. There's also kind of like a Wolf Link, I think it's called, kind of like a rear derailleur extension. Drops your rear derailleur just a little bit more so you can accommodate cassettes that are a little bit bigger like this one. So it works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. And Julian at Wally's took care of this whole thing, and I gotta say he did a fantastic job. So highly recommend him.
I also thought you guys would be interested in knowing some times of certain Strava segments that are gravel between this bike and also an open up gravel bike. So just in looking at this one particular segment up Kilo, which is a decently long climb, you can see that the Tarmac actually did pretty well. It was the first out of the 3 times that I've done it. Granted, the times that I rode the open, I wasn't feeling the greatest compared to the other times, but in terms of the tire clearance and whether it slows you down, it definitely was pretty competitive. And here we have some times coming down a gravel descent that we can use for comparison. So the fastest was the open, and on that day I did push it quite hard on the descent, but that bike has 47 mil 650B wheels tire setup, so I would expect that to be quite a bit faster. But the Tarmac did actually quite well on just 30 mil tires coming down, and I feel like the gap wouldn't be as big if I had pushed it more on the descent on the Tarmac. So you can definitely do a pretty good job coming down gravel on this setup. I wouldn't say it slows you down that significantly, and I would think that it has more to do with rider skill as well. So if you have a bike that can take 28 to 30 mil tires, you can definitely enjoy a good amount of gravel out there, at least to start your gravel adventure. So I hope this video helps. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and also subscribing to the channel. Thank you.